Hello, in this video I'm going to show to you how to generate 8 to 20 commercial and industrial solar meetings per month. So if you don't know me yet, my name is Mauricio and I'm the CEO of Beryl Media. And Beryl Media is an agency where we specialize on working with solar companies to generate specifically commercial and industrial prospects. We've connected our clients with companies such as HB, Hyatt Hotels, Mexameric, and many more. So, like I said at the beginning, how to generate commercial and industrial prospects and specifically meetings each month. And to be honest, in 2025, there are tons of ways to generate leads. And if you're watching this video, probably you already know that. We have the traditional methods such as cold calling, door knocking. And we also have, the new methods. Meta ads, Google ads, LinkedIn outreach, and many more. And all of them have their own pros and cons. That's the truth. But some others are performing better in this type of industry, and specifically with this type of leads. So, out of all these methods, which one is better for commercial and industrial solar meetings? Well, the answer is none of them. Why? Well, basically, let's go one by one. Let's start with the traditional methods. If we are all honest, it's very difficult to door knock an industry or commerce because, you can go and maybe knock, but no one is going to open the door. And if someone opens, clearly it won't be the CEO, or the chances are nearly zero, or a director or a decision maker. It won't happen. It just won't happen. So we can remove that method. Now, cold calling. The truth is, cold calling in 2025 is a very powerful tool, and probably it will always be, maybe. But we all know that cold calling is super time consuming, and if you want to scale it, good luck, because it's super hard. You will need tons of people, and maybe you will need to hire a call center in Colombia or Philippines, whatever, to be able to get enough, calls or dials per day. And if you want to do it by yourself, it's it would just happen. You won't be able to do it. And if you're watching this video, probably you know that already. Now, let's go with the new methods. Meta ads. Meta ads is a super platform. If you want to generate prospects, specifically residential prospects, which are homeowners, Meta ads is the option. You don't have to think about that. It's just Meta ads. Now, if we want to generate B2B prospects, which are commercial or industrials, or both, then Meta ads starts to not work as we want it. Why? Because if we are honest, a CEO maybe won't spend hours and hours of the day on Facebook or Instagram. And it's not because they don't use it, but because it's probably they use it, but it's not the platform where you will be able to reach out to them. Maybe some of them will fall into a funnel through Meta ads, but it's not the norm. And you can do better things to actually reach out to those type of people. Now, Google Ads. Google Ads is a super powerful way to generate clients. Why? Because when you run ads on Google, of course, and a prospect actually look up on YouTube in Google how to solve X problem they have, in this case how to save on their electricity bills, then they have high intent in solving that problem. That's a super plus, but the only problem is that if you don't really know how to really make Google Ads work, then you will be burning money. Why? Because if you have run Google Ads in the past, or maybe you didn't do it, you hire someone to do it, you realize that it's not just running ads. It's not just clicking one button and start putting the ad spend into the Google. No, that's just a piece of the puzzle. You need to have a good landing page. You need to have everything optimized in the process. And if one of the little pieces is not working properly, then the whole system it won't work, basically. And when you realize it's not working, probably you already spent a lot of money in the agency that maybe was running the ads for you, or maybe if it was someone in house, you already are paying the pay. He's in the payroll, or you already burned the ad spend, and maybe you hired another agency to optimize the landing page, and you realize it just didn't work, and it's just you just lost money and time, which is the worst feeling ever. I can tell you that. Now, LinkedIn is an amazing platform, and nowadays people say sometimes that it's cringe. The truth is one of the best platforms to get B2B interactions, but the problem is, well, ads is something that you could do on LinkedIn, and also what people usually do on LinkedIn is reach out to decision makers that are in the, well, basically send messages through LinkedIn. That's what people do. And if you have tried that in past, you probably realize how strict is LinkedIn when you try to do stuff like that on their platform. And even worse, if you actually try to do some type of automation, like your account will be banned like this. So the truth is, if you actually want to scale LinkedIn, it's very similar to the cold calls. You will need to have tons of accounts. Like, when I mean tons, is a lot of accounts to be actually sending messages to the people. And it's a whole system. It's a different, you need to really understand what you're doing on LinkedIn. Otherwise, you won't get results. And that's actually true in any other of the methods. Every method, you really need to understand what to do and how to do it. But now, like, if any of them are actually, if none of these are the solution for commercial and industrial leads, then what to do? Okay, well, the actual method that works the best to generate solar, commercial and industrial solar meetings is email. And yes, I know you may be thinking like, okay, email doesn't work. Email is too saturated. Nobody reads email anymore. And the truth is that all of these are true at some degree. Especially, it's too saturated. And probably you're thinking in this moment like, if I open my email, I get hundreds of emails every day, and I don't read any of them. And it could be true. I'm not saying it's not true. That is pretty real. But because of that, because it's too saturated, and people is doing it like every day with automation and crazy stuff, the truth is, it's very easy to stand out because most of the people are doing the same exact thing. So if you do it in the right way, you are just different than 95% of the people that actually are doing cold email. So the truth is that it's super easy to stand out using email. Now, once you stand out, the truth is, with email, you can reach out to anyone that has an email. Anyone. And when I mean anyone, literally is anyone. And as long as they have an email, you can reach out to someone who is maybe in the other side of the world. And it's just the best tool ever because you have access to create a conversation with anyone in the world. And that's amazing. And any other tool can bring you this at the level of volume and scalability that email can provide. And that's actually the third point, predictability and, well, predictable and scalable system. If a system, if your cold email system is working and you're getting, 5 replies every 100 emails you send, it's super easy to just scale it and send now 1,000 emails, and now you'll be getting 50 replies, sorry. So to be honest, email is by default the system that you can scale without losing quality, and you will get the best results, and this will save you a lot of headache. I mean, if you want to scale LinkedIn, I told you need to create new accounts and all that stuff. Or if you want to scale any of these two, well, specifically Google, because we're talking about commercial and industrial leads, you need to spend more money on the ad spend and pray that that works. Or if you want to call more people, then you need more people actually doing the cold calling, because it's just impossible to do 1,000 dials in one day per just one person. It's just not possible. Okay, so with email, you can do that without losing the quality of the prospects that actually reply. And if you don't believe me, here are some results of the campaigns we've launched with commercial and industrial prospects. Like you can see here, 14 opportunities, 18 opportunities, and we usually book at a rate of 40% on each meeting. Like out of this, we booked around 6 meetings, and these around 7 meetings, something like that. And it's not difficult, I can tell you. It's not difficult, and it's possible. It's just a matter of doing it the right way. So now that you already listened to this, and you may be wondering, then, okay, you're talking that this works, but how do I make it work? Like, what are the things that make a good cold email system, or the one that, or another one that just do not get replies? And I will give you some actionable tips, because I want you to, after finishing this video, you can correct your cold email system and start implementing these things and actually see some results. So the first point is, make sure that the copy that you create on your emails is pretty straightforward, concise, and that actually is focused on how to help the prospect, okay? And this is very important because, of course, we are starting from the point that you already have a good message, in terms of that you have a good offer that is positioned in the right way, but you need to properly like package it in the email copy, because you need to make it like, how do I say it? Like, it has to be focused on how you help the other person. As simple as that. It doesn't have to be crazy. Like, how is what you are offering, how we will solve the problem of the other person. So if your copy is too focused on yourself, on your company, on what you've done, on what you offer, then you're already lost, because people don't care about the other person in terms of when they are reading emails. If they see an email, they want them to really understand why you send the email and how is that going to help them, okay? And that comes to another point, which is, before I tell you, it has to be super concise. And when I mean concise, it has to be like, someone has to be able to read it and understand what you're offering in like 5 to 10 seconds max. If your emails take like 1 minute to read, you already lost the game. Now, second point, easy to read. It has to be super easy to read, easy to like clear, like grade 5, ideally 4 of readability. And yeah, so even a little child can understand what you're saying. Number 3, personalization. And I put here a question mark, because you will find probably people out there, and especially on LinkedIn, saying like, personalization is king, and if you don't personalize, you already lost the game, and pay, for X tool to personalize with AI and crazy stuff. And I can tell you that personalization is good, yes. I'm not opposed to personalization. It works very well, but only works if you know what you are doing. Because I can tell you, no personalization is better than bad personalization. I can tell you that if you write a copy with no personalization, maybe it won't stand out like a lot, but it won't kill the deal. But if you launch a campaign with terrible personalization or bad personalization that is actually not accurate, then that will kill the deal. Okay? So be very careful with this point. Number 3, make sure to verify always your lead list. It's very important. Before launching a campaign, make sure that you are actually targeting the ICP that you are interested in, and really spend time doing that. Like, make sure that your lists are actually accurate. And last, infrastructure and volume. It doesn't matter if you have the perfect offer, the perfect message, the perfect list, if at the end of the day you are sending 5,000 emails and 5,000 emails are getting directly into spam, because no one will read it. Okay, you need to make sure that always your infrastructure, your email infrastructure, is on point and is working. Okay, in the future we will make a video to explain to you how to actually guarantee like that your infrastructure is working. But anyways, and the volume, like, make sure that the volume is always there. If you're sending 5 emails per day, probably you won't get many results. Okay, so this is all for today's video. If you have any questions, please let me know here in the comments. And if you are interested, if you think this is something that could be useful for your solar company, please let us know. And in the description, we will have a link to book a call to see if you're a good fit, if we can really help you, and to see if potentially makes sense to collaborate together to install these systems into your solar company and grow it all on a pay or results basis. So hope you find this video useful and see you in the next one. Bye bye.